What's up guys, this is Fumi015 RPM. Today I have got another exclusive vehicle. This is a 2025 Renault Triber. It comes with a lot of features as standard. I'm gonna take a round of the vehicle, explore it from the outside to the inside, and I'll tell you about the price. We will also do some practical features inside. Let's begin with our review now. Fumi015 RPM is a YouTube channel dedicated to giving you the best car reviews. I present to you by the name Fumi. I am a former sales executive at BB Motors. If you simply want to be a smart shopper in the vehicle industry, you are in the right direction. Thank you for tuning in, and please don't forget to subscribe. This specific model behind me is the Triber Techno. It comes with a little bit of power output because the engine is a 1-liter 3-cylinder natural aspirated petrol engine. It produces 52 kilowatts and 96 newton meters of torque. It has a fuel tank of 40 liters with a range of 727 kilometers. The fuel consumption is around 5.5 liters in 100 kilometers. Here in front of the vehicle, there are a lot of changes that have happened. For instance, if you look at the front grille, you can tell this is a wholly new design front grille. It comes in gloss black, and this Renault badge that is new in 2025 or from 2024, I actually love the front end of this vehicle. It comes with halogen headlamps. On this one, there are no daytime running lights, of course, and we will turn on the headlamps so you see what they look like, because these are halogen, like I said. And here you've got fake air intakes. They are fake because you can't see from that other side. They don't do anything practical. And down here, you don't have a fog lamp. You also don't have front parking sensors. But then we will go to the rear view of the vehicle to check if there are rear parking sensors. If you look at the front bumper, it is grayish in color. Actually looks beautiful. I love this front end view of this Renault Triber. But now we are going to go to the side of the vehicle and I'll show you everything. Let's start here on the wheels. It comes as standard with the 15-inch steel wheels. I'm saying these are steel wheels because these are steel covers. As you can see, these are made of plastic. You've got this exterior mirror in gloss black. You do have indicators on this exterior mirror. No blind spot monitoring system, of course. For the price of this vehicle, you can't find such features. But then when it comes to the price, I am gonna tell you about the price towards the end of the video. Let's move with the side of the vehicle. Gloss black door handles, they actually look quite beautiful. I love them, but you don't have a keyless entry and a keyless start to the vehicle. At the rear view of the vehicle, I think this is where it also shines the most. Just like in the front, you have this Renault badge still. It looks quite beautiful. This is the latest Renault badge. You have this gloss black lining here in between the tail lights. The tail lights are beautiful. They are well structured. You have a high mount stop light. You have a rear view camera here. You have rear parking sensors as standard. They're gonna come in handy because this vehicle is kind of long in length. I think the rear view of the vehicle, just like in the front, it is up to a good standard. It looks quite beautiful. But now it's time we get into the vehicle and we find out what features it comes with. Follow me. There is no keyless entry and keyless start. This is the reason why it's not a smart key. So, no start-stop button in here. You use this manual traditional key to turn on the engine. The steering wheel is adjustable, but you can only take it up or down. But before we get to the steering wheel and everything on the dashboard, let's demonstrate the door. There are a lot of plastics in here, but because of the price of the vehicle, it's pretty much understandable. You fold your mirrors electrically here. What I find appealing about this cabin is that it is dual toned between black and white. Even here on the door, as you can see. What I don't like about this door is that on the armrest, they could have done better if they put a fabric material trimming so that if you are leaning here, because this is the armrest of the door, then you are finding it soft. Now it won't be soft because it's just plastic everywhere. It's actually my first time reviewing a vehicle that has got a plastic from the bottom to the top on the door. But other than that, it's not a bad cabin in here. The dashboard is trimmed with a lot of plastics, but the design and layout of everything, I love it because you find this beige and black on the top. The glove box has a standard amount of boot space. I love it. Another glove box is here. You've got a lot of storages in here. And by the way, people are gonna ask, because for me, there's a storage here. How many airbags do you find in this cabin? You find 6. Yes, you find 6. The screen is 18-inch in size. It supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. When it comes to the steering wheel, it is urethane in material. It is not leather wrapped. It has got multifunctional controls, but for voice control, audio controls, volume buttons. There is no height adjustment in here. You can only take the seat backward and forward, as you can see here, and then you can recline the backrest. You cannot do anything to take yourself up. But I just feel like the sitting position, you don't necessarily need to go up. I think the position is just a little bit better, unless there are people who are shorter than me. I'm not short, by the way. I'm just saying if there are people that are shorter than me, then they're gonna maybe wanna put something in here like a pillow, because I know people drive with pillows, but I don't think you need that necessarily. When it comes to the seats, I love them because they are quite comfortable. They are made of fabric seat material and they are dual tone, because this is beige and black. I love them. Now when it comes to the center console, I love this part about this Renault Triber, a cooling feature. Normally you find this in a lot of Chinese vehicles, but you do have a cooling feature in here. You can also cool your drinks, a lot of stuff that you want to cool off in here. And then moving further, you have, this is the part I don't like about the center console, this traditional parking brake. Why is it pointing up like it wants to shoot? But okay, otherwise the twin cup holders, I had to switch to voiceovers because it was so hot in town that my phone was overheating. We had to rest many times because the phone was overheating to a point whereby it wouldn't work at all, because the sun was just too much in 36 degrees. Yo, the sun will cremate us one day. Hi. Otherwise, in the previous clip I was saying that the cup holders are too. The only problem is that they are not practical at all. They are too thin and will never grip anything. Basically, if you've got some bottles in the car, you'd rather put them in the bottle holders by the door. Remember, this Triber Techno is a 5-speed manual transmission. The gear knob is standard in urethane material and some bits of chrome. To engage in the reversing gear, you only have to pull its body up. Moving further, you find a 12-volt socket that will come in handy because you only have one USB port. 2 cell phone storages that will also help because this Triber will be carrying more than 5 passengers. You have got physical dials for telemetric controls. Now going to the second row, let's find out about the space in there and see if the new Triber is all worth it. In this row, you pretty much have a lot of space. Leg room is not tight at all, as well as the head space. The front passenger seat has got a pocket at the back. Because this is a 7-seater, you can pull the second row seats backward and forward. That will help passengers to get into the third row easily. In this row, the center seat doesn't have an armrest. Normally an armrest makes it uncomfortable on the middle seat. This one doesn't have an armrest, but it is not comfortable. This would do better with 6 passengers including the driver. I think this has to do more with the center seat being small. That is in comparison with other vehicles of this nature. The back of the center console has got a 12-volt socket for those seated in the second row. While we are still here, I forgot that we didn't demonstrate on the sun visors. So with the sun visor on the driver's side, there is no vanity mirror nor light. It is just a ticket holder. On the front passenger side, the sun visor has got a vanity mirror without illumination. Now back to the second row. Here is how you split the seat to allow for passengers to enter into the second row. You do that easily and there will be a huge space for those 2 passengers to pass by. Pay attention to the amount of space that I had in the third row. That space is too good for 2 passengers. Even though those seats were dismantled, I can honestly say there was a lot of space. The one thing that I didn't like is that the inner wheel arches are not solid, but that will never bother any passenger. Those 2 passengers will also have their own seat belts. That is more safety for the cabin. At this point, I'm done telling you about every important feature that you needed to know in the 2025 Renault Triber Techno variant. It is that moment of the car reviewing video that I need to tell you about the price. The price of this Triber will set you at 233,999 rands. If you want to purchase it on finance for 6 years with 0 deposit and 0 balloon payment at an interest rate of 12%, your monthly installment is going to be 4,575 rands. This is a money-making machine. Do what you do with that information. To fill up the 40 liters full tank, you are surely going to spend around 900 rands. Now, when you combine those 2 figures, does that make sense for your budget? Let me know in the comment section right now. On my overall opinion, I must say, if you are looking for a 7-seater to make money in South Africa, the Renault Triber should absolutely be one of your options. The most interesting part about this car is the price. Compared to the Suzuki Ertiga and the Toyota Rumion, which are priced above 299,000 rands, for this one you pay less and make more money. It comes as standard with 5 years 150,000 kilometers warranty, as well as 2 years 30,000 kilometer service plan. Now the ball is in your court. Is this the right car for your budget, or you can explain? Let me know in the comment section. But from here, I'm preparing another review. We will meet in the next one.